Hi, my name is Lauren Niebler, and I'm a senior at Franklin College studying the effects of cupping and proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation on collegiate soccer players' hamstrings, along with Claire Linhart and Madison Mader. We are specifically looking at cupping because even though it is growing in the scientific field, there is still scarce research behind it, which means we don't know as much about it as we should. So what we did is we had our participants come two separate times. The first time they came was a trial run. We split them up into a control group where the control group just received PNF stretching, and in an experimental group where the experimental group received PNF stretching and cupping. During this trial run, measurements were taken, but we did not include this data in our research. The second time they came back, we did the exact same thing. The control participants stayed in the control section along with the experimental section. We took measurements, and this time the data was included in our research. Our results, we found that PNF stretching and cupping had no significant impact on hamstring flexibility compared to PNF stretching. Therefore, we can conclude that PNF stretching and cupping gives you no advantage on hamstring flexibility compared to just PNF stretching. So our first question was, if I'm a strength and conditioning coach for men and women's sports teams at Franklin College, why is this study important to me? So overall, we looked at obviously soccer players at Franklin College, but no matter the sport, basketball, football, or even swimming, we're putting our hamstrings to use, and most of the time that's at a very high intensity. We have practice after practice, game after game, and we want to make sure we're getting the best treatment. If we're looking at the hamstrings, then specifically for our hamstring flexibility, we want to know what treatment's going to give us back to the playing field most efficiently, most quickly, and overall will give us the best results that we need. If we know that cupping and PNF stretching doesn't really have a benefit to hamstring flexibility, then we might not want to waste the time cupping and might just want to do PNF stretching. Our next question was, did you control for how warm the muscles were being tested? Do you think this matters from a muscle physiological standpoint? Why or why not? So we did not control for how warm the muscles were for each participant. I do think this would be a really hard factor to control. As we know, if we apply heat to the muscle, this increases blood circulation, which would overall, if we apply it to the hamstring, would increase hamstring flexibility. I believe if we wanted to test this factor, we would probably have to do another research project where we could maybe compare heat versus cold and how that can impact hamstring flexibility. The next question was, how experienced were your subjects with stretching in general, and why would this matter? So no matter their expertise on stretching, we explained what PNF stretching was and what we expected from them and what they could expect from us. This is one of the reasons why we did the trial run, just so we can get a feel for each other and know that everyone's doing the same exact stretching. They're going to push as hard as they can while we are going to resist. So no matter how much time they had in the past stretching, we were all on the same page. The last question was, if you had to run this study again, would you do anything different? Why or why not? For our research specifically, I would want to use a digital inclinometer where we could attach to the subject's leg, so it would give us a measurement when they did their runs of hamstring flexibility, just because when we took the measurements, human error can come into that, and for some of the subjects, our measurements, I believe, were off. Another thing I would like to change is how long we applied the cups for. Obviously, 4 minutes didn't have an impact, so I'd like to see if applying the cups longer would actually change our results. That's it. Thank you.